Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart, and God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread, healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to another edition of Yes You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One-on-one? Because it's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I want to welcome you on this Tuesday. Oh my goodness, this month is just flying by. It is Tuesday, y'all, August the 22nd in the year 2023. And here we go. I forgot my little intro, but that's okay. I just popped right on in because I was anxious to get this party started. Because listen, Fairly All Day is here. My dearest friend. She's just here for a hot second, but I appreciate you for jumping in. And just in case you got to get out of here before we get the rest of our introductions done, I just wanted to say good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Fairly. And I want you to have an absolutely phenomenally wonderful day this morning. Move over, Leos. The Virgos are coming through. Come on with that, T. Summers. Come on with that. And thank you to all of you all for your compliments and your kind words. I tell you, y'all just the sweetest people. Y'all make me feel like I am somebody. I am. Okay, I felt a little operation push right there. Jesse Jackson's spirit must have fell over me somewhere. Anyway, it's another day's journey, and I'm glad about it. And it's just so good to have each of you here in the Lion's Den on this morning. Now, as I said, we're going to get this party started and get this party crack-a-lacking because it is an absolutely marvelous day, cheering. It's a marvelous day. You know how we get it started. We like to go out and see who brought all the love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness into the Lion's Den. And with that being said, let's see who's out there in Grandpa Holmes's chair. Now, listen, I love Demon Fox to God. He came through just to say good morning and to give love to everybody. I appreciate you, Demon Fox. Thank you for coming in. That's my guy right there. Give him that love. Demon Fox, come on in. Rebel said BTD Mom morning past his aid. Anyway, let me stay focused or else I'm gonna get tickled. Demon Fox to God comes in here and he just blesses us all the time. He came in grand rising to my beautiful people. Life truly is what you make of it because God has given us everything that we need and to get everything that we want. Peace and blessings on the Lion's Den. That's Demon Fox to God. Now, I also have my truck driver that's in there today. He came in saying security is here and security is in place. That's my Mufasa. That's my brother right there. He's in place and ready to take care of anything and everything that jumps off over in here. Anything that's not the way it should be. If you find anything that shouldn't be, truck's gonna take it out and I don't know what he's gonna do to you, but he's gonna put you out. He's gonna handle you. That I tell you that. He's gonna handle it. Truck driver, that's my Mufasa. And thank you for coming in and making sure that everything is safe and sound in the Lion's Den. Now, for those three that came in and made sure they got their lips, hips, and fingertips on one of these seating apparatuses, I want to give it up for them this morning. The third person in the Lion's Den. T. Summers, come on, sis. You did that. That's my girl. Go ahead and sit down right over there on that love seat. It's for you, sis. It's for you. Thank you for coming in. That's our partner in crime. We're going with her in just a few months, cheering. We will be going on that Boss Energy Christmas cruise. Now, just while I'm there, T, let me go ahead and put in that station identification for those that have asked if they can still get on board. She said for a few of you all, but you got to make it quick. She will open it up and call her. If you want that information, I will give you how to reach out to her so that you can go ahead and make that Boss Energy Christmas Cruise opportunity a reality. Contact her and contact her directly. If you need to get the information from me, that's fine, but this will be done directly with T. I'm so excited that many of you all have come even in the 9th hour and said, I still want to go. Can you make a way? And she has been so gracious to go out and find what she needs to do to make that happen for us. And I appreciate you, T. I appreciate you. Now, the second person to come into the Lion's Den, KK79, cheering. That beauty right there is my beautiful soul. I appreciate her. She is such a beautiful soul. I just can't say enough about that child. I love me some her. And go ahead and sit down right over there next to T. Summers and make yourself comfortable. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair is none other than Cassandra Isaiah, also known as Sassy Cassie. Get your lips, hips, and fingertips in that chair. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Come on, sis. Let me get all your accolades up there. I want to get all your help. There you go. You are the winner. Come on in here. That's my beautiful sister. I love me some you. I love me some you. I love me some you. Come through, come through, come through. Now, those are the beautiful, beautiful people that came in here to make sure there was plenty of love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness in the Lion's Den. And I appreciate every last one of you. I absolutely, positively do. Now, we want to come on, and you know how I like to do it right here. We like to give it up for all of those mods that I have, my 3 beautiful angels, my 3 beautiful babies. Come on in here. Let's celebrate them. Get that mod love out. Get that mod love out. Get that mod love out. Because at the end of the day, these babies right here, there's nobody like them in all the earth. Please believe it. I love me some them. I see that mod love MCP 812. Shelly Thunder. Oh, Shelly Thunder is the prophetess. She will give you a word in season. She will do it. She'll also give you a prayer when you need to get a prayer through. She will do it, children. But I also want you to know she'll block your tail. Yes, she will. In a quickness, with the quickness. You'll be, now you see me, now you don't. That's my girl right there, the prophetess. And then she's led by none other than the leader of the pack, the Rebel Ink. The Rebel Ink is my ace boom coon, my day one. That's my sister right there. And listen, she is a streamer. If you're not following the Rebel Ink, quit your ways. Just quit them. I want you to quit them because she's going to bless your whole entire life. I promise you she will. And baby, she'll give you some life lessons along with the music. She'll do a little bit of everything. She'll give you some thick thigh Thursday. She'll do it all, cheering. She'll do it all. That's my girl right there. Then, of course, we have none other than my angel. Yes, the Quiet Storm. Yes, the Quiet Storm, Michelle Brown, OK2 Hoop. Thank you for that, mod love. The Quiet Storm. Yes, Michelle Brown, she'll change the atmosphere just by being in it. That's my girl. That's my friend. She is a beautiful soul herself. I'm telling you, these 3 beautiful ladies make up the Blessed Trinity. Now, come on in here and get those coffee cups out. That cracks you up every time. Michelle, I'm telling you, and listen, she's an on-time mod. Yes, she is. She's on time this morning. She's on time. She's on time. She's on time. Oh, yes, she's on time. You don't know what's going to happen in here today, the cheering, because mother is here. And I love me some you, Michelle Brownell. Now, listen, I want to come around because they always say, when you come in the room, speak to somebody. That's the way my mother trained me. So I just got to come in and say, good morning, my dearest friend. While she's driving on her way, honey, she said, I'm just peeking in, and I want to say good morning to you fairly all day. She's in the room, and that just made my whole entire day. Kachik, my evangelist is here cheering. Come on up in here, sis, and nothing but mad love to you. I appreciate you while you're on your way to work and lurking and twerking, because that's the way we do it in the Lion's Den. Then I'm looking at T. Summers. Yes, she is a streamer, y'all. She's going to give you all the information and intel that she can. And I promise you, you will be blessed on your traveling excursions. T. Summers is a streamer. If you're not following T. Summers, quit. Just quit them, because she's going to bless your whole entire life. I love me some you, sis, and good morning to you. Coming on down and Truck Driver. Yes, that's my Mufasa. Truck Driver is the Lion King, and he's in the room this morning, and he's on security. You know how I love you, my brother. Tell 10 toes up and palms down. I love you, and even after that, the love continues. Joanna G98 is my blessed, beautiful sister. Come on in here. Nothing but mad love to you. And then I've got Michelle Brownell. That's my mod. That's my angel right there. The Quiet Storm. Yes, the Quiet Storm is here. And nothing but mad love to you, sis. I appreciate you. I absolutely positively do. K2 Hoop is in the room this morning. Mad love to you, sis. And I see you in the room. And I have to apologize. I think my alerts are still not working. Listen, Diablo, listen, let me go ahead and go here, because we haven't had alerts for I don't know how many days, but we gonna cast the devil out. Listen, that's him. Diablo has gotten hold of the alerts cheering, and we can't put y'all's pictures up, but listen, we gonna figure it out, and we'll have you back before the week is over. We gonna have you back. Now look, I appreciate you, K2 Hoop. It's good to see you in the room. Joanna G, it's good to see you in the room. And I miss seeing you all's beautiful faces, but that's okay. We'll get it worked out. Anita Harvey and BT Mom. That's my biggest, big, beautiful sister right there. Nothing but mad love to you, sis. Nothing but mad love to you. Come on in here and get some fresh brew. CJ Manning 7. There's my brother. It's the devil. It's listen, I didn't get the rest of it in there, did I? But that's okay. I'll get back to the devil in a minute. I promise you I will. Listen. We've got CJ Manning, who's also a streamer, you all. If you're not following CJ Manning 7, quit chewing ways. Just quit him, because I promise you, he's going to bless your whole entire life. Nothing but mad love to you. Coming on down in MCP 812. That's my sister, cousin, pastor friend. It's good to see you this morning, MCP. You know you my girl. Otherwise known as Two Tambourines. Two Tams is in the house, because, baby, that's the way she gives it up. She does not play. She brings it when she brings it. Now, coming on down in the Rebel Inc., I'm going to call your name. It's good to see you this morning, sis. Nothing but mad love to you. Come through, come through, come through. It's always good to have you in the midst. And she never lets me down. She's always here. Honey, she's just like the Lord. She's always here. You just talked to Malcolm and Callie and their way. Listen. Malk is my great. Is he my great? Is he my great child? I can't keep it straight. Malcolm and his little baby sister. Well, she ain't a baby no more. They're waving. Listen. Aunt Jean is waving back. Aunt Jean is waving back. He calls it, you know what? He stopped calling me Aunt Jean, and he just started calling me, could it be? Could it be? Those are my babies right there, and I love me some of them. You let them know, honey. They getting all the love from Aunt Jean this morning. They absolutely positively are. Now, let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. Because, listen, there's a few things we're going to talk about this morning as we get started. K2 Hoop, those are my babies. Y'all just have to know, my babies, honey. And when he started calling me, could it be? Because him him and his great grandma would listen to me every morning, K2 Hoop, and he would just sit there and wait for me to do Could It Be? And, I didn't have a name. He just called me Could It Be? Now, listen, children, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, because it's another day's journey, and we're glad about it. Now, let's get to going. Let's talk about what had happened was, whilst I slumbered, slept, and slobbered, this is what they told me. Could it be is the cracks, Rebel? It's the cracks. I'm trying to tell you. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, let's talk about a few things that happened. Now, here we go. I want to come here just real briefly. Woo, this weather, y'all, this weather. I'm trying to tell you, at the end of the day, it is hot as Hades. It's hot as Hades. I think I said it's hot as Hades in here. Sharon, do y'all see the Holy Ghost guava juice on my face? CJ Manning, it's too hot with all of those T's. It's hot. Listen, Sunday, it was like 116 degrees. The California weather is hot and rainy and windy, K2 Hoop. I knew you all had the tropical storms. I talked with J Trey, and she's right there on the ocean line. And I think Saturday night, honey, they were hunkering down. Yes, the Holy Ghost guava juice. That's what. That's what it is, K2 Hoop. It's the Holy Ghost guava juice, otherwise known to you all as sweat. Listen, it's flowing, children. It's flowing. It's like the blessings from heaven. It's flowing. Anyhow, at the end of the day, I was blessed to talk with J Trey, who was hunkering down, and she was packing bags, getting ready to have to evacuate. Rebel, you know how it is. Getting ready to evacuate. Please send a breeze from heaven this way. And she was packing up her dogs, and even though it's a beautiful, beautiful scenic view to live from and be able to look out and see the ocean, when the ocean gets angry, because listen, Mother Nature is mad. Y'all, Mother Nature is having PMS. Mother Nature said, listen, I'm on my period right now, and this period right here, y'all gonna pay for this. Y'all done messed with me. Y'all have abused me. You've done every evil and dastardly work. I said dastardly. You've done every evil and dastardly work that you could do out here, and at the end of the day, the ocean is crazy. Now, listen, I'm telling you what, sister was packing her stuff and just on standby in case she had to get up out of there. And I as she said, a lot of people think it's a joke, but it's really, really not funny. It's hot. All of that fire, baby. It's all of that fire, BTD mom. She said it is a serious situation out here. And so for those that are dealing with the weather in California, you live in the desert area, so it's just rainy and windy. I got you, K2 Hoop. I don't know about, I don't know. How do you make it in the desert in these kind of temperatures? I just don't know. I just don't know how you can make it in the desert in these kind of temperatures, because baby, my God, today Mother Nature is giving the saints the white chairs. The white folding chairs. She said, I'm gonna beat you. I'm just gonna beat you down. I'm trying to tell you, Mother Nature said, enough is enough, Joanna G. Mother Nature is sick of us. She said, now look, I tried to take it as long as I could. I tried to put up with all of your foolishness, but I can't. I've had all I can stand till I can't stand no more. So it was giving all the rec room chairs, K2 Hoop. Mother Nature said, I'm sick of y'all. And let me show you, as my mother used to say, this was one of her favorite lines just before she gave us a whooping. I can show you better than I can tell you. Mother Nature said just before she gave us this good whooping, I can show you better than I can tell you. And baby, she's showing out. It was sitting at a good 100 degrees plus, baby, that 116. She's sick of this church, Rebel. She's sick of this church. She said, y'all done made me mad. So Mother Nature said, I got something for you. So listen, it's been dastardly, and baby, the Sunday school chairs, K2 Hoop, she got the Sunday school chairs and brought them out. Mother Nature is blowing hard, causing hurricanes, earthquakes, and igniting fires, BTD Mom. Mother Nature ain't, there's the chair, K2 Hoop, there's the folding chair right there. Mother Nature said, I got somebody to beat down too. She said, I'm gonna get all of y'all cheerings. So at the end of the day, listen, the weather is everywhere, in all places. Everybody is struggling. Mr. Stella, come on in here. So much mad love to you. It's always good to have you in the Lion's Den. You still live by that, CJ Manning. I can show you better than I can tell you. That's one of your father's favorite proverbs. Listen, honey, that was my mother's words, baby. When she said that, you knew you had extended yourself beyond grace, and it was going down. Because by then, she done told you more times than she meant to tell you. And honey, my mother was one of the, I'm going to tell you once, and you heard me the first time. Don't make me repeat myself. And Mother Nature is basically saying the same thing. I've told you all not only once, I've told you all I don't know how many times. Key Watts, come on in the room and good morning. And now I'm trying to say, girl, is this you? I don't know if it's the Key Watts that I think it is, but good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, I know, Rebel, that's my girl. It's me. Good morning, Key Watts. Listen. Goo goo gaga. Listen, I gotta tell this story so I can get on. But listen, there was an occasion. And listen, put the praying hands in. Put the praying hands in. One of my very best friends and sister lost her father very unexpectedly on Friday. I'm sorry. And I tell you what, we were in support. So y'all go ahead and put those prayer hands in. Put those prayer hands in. We're praying for the Willingham family, for Yolanda. You all remember my girl that what was Phoenix Lior on my Millennials channel. This would be her grandfather. We are lifting them up, but I had occasion to be able to go and just love and support my sisters and just be there. And Key Watts was there. So I'm trying to explain this goo goo gaga. I got to do this quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because at the end, thank you. I see those praying hands, BTD Mom. I see those prayers, CJ Manning 7. I see the prayers, Rebel, K2 Hoop, Joanna G. I appreciate the prayers, and we need all the prayers we can get because it is quite a shock to the system. But prayers going up. Now, Key Watts was there with me, and I was telling her how some of the people in the stream were talking about that I looked like I was aging backwards. And so I said, okay, so this is my Benjamin Button experience, aging backwards. So we were standing there talking and things were going on. And of course we got there and Key Watts doesn't never tell her age. She's a true lady. She doesn't tell her age, baby. She's femininity all rolled up in one package. That's Key Watts right there. Everything about femininity you ever thought, never heard, that's Key Watts right there. So at the end of the day, she never tells her age. So I don't remember how old you started at, Key Watts. But at the end of the day, I think I may have started at 37. Later on in the conversation, I might have been at 26. Later on in the conversation, I might have been at 19. Later on in the conversation, I might have been at 5. Later on, as we were standing outside, because we shut the place down. The place closed at 3, and at 3:46, we were just walking out the door. And then we stood outside on the sidewalk, Joanna G. We stood outside on the sidewalk and continued the conversation. And so out of the blue, I just looked over because I'm aging backwards, right? So I looked over, and while they were talking, just to kind of break the, sometimes it gets so intense, just to break it, I said, sometimes a little levity can lift folks' spirits, So out of the blue, I just said goo goo gaga goo gaga. I'm just making noises, little kid noises. And Key Watts, when I tell you, she was ready to dial 911. You know what? Let me do this, because she was getting ready to dial 911. And just in case, I'm gonna do this just in case Fairly All Day is still here. She was getting ready to dial 911. And so y'all know, I'm gonna go ahead and play this song just in case Fairly All Day is still here. This is gonna be for you, Fairly, but this is the way Key Watts was looking at me. And I'm telling you.
The song that they're going to sing for you is The Devil's in the Phone Booth dialing 911. Come on, ladies and bless these people.
Well, the devil's in the phone booth dialing 911. Well, the church is on their knees and they're loading up the spiritual gun.
Yes, BTD Mom, the 911 song.
Now he's on the run. The devil's in the phone booth.
Listen.
Dialing 911.
He was in the phone booth.
My whole life has changed since the Lord saved me.
He was.
I proclaim the mighty name of Jesus Christ to everyone that I see.
You ready to block Fairly? She may already be gone because she hasn't shown up yet.
To lose the Holy Ghost and the Son. The devil's in the phone booth. Dialing 911.
Saints, let me tell you, she thought I was having a stroke for real. We're not laughing at a stroke. It was just the reality that she thought that possibly I was having a language barrier and that I was having some sort of a stroke as a result of all the pressure, the stress, the this, that, and the other. When I tell you, she thought we were on the way to the emergency room. She immediately, Joanna G, we were standing there talking and her whole facial expression changed and she went to total sincerity and she started moving real close to me. She was standing across the sidewalk and she started walking. And I mean, she wasn't laughing. There was no smile. There was no glimmer of humor or anything. Sister was coming to rescue her sister. You hear what I'm saying? She was coming to rescue her sister and take me to the ER. Come on, Keith. Thelma and Louise can blow. You better the heat. Evangelist was ready to speak in tongues on the way. She was not playing. And when I said Benjamin Button and she realized that I was still digressing in age, girl, the laughter that took place. We were on our way across the street because there was an ER directly across the street. But listen, I'm going to tell you what that is. Now, while I'm laughing, and I really didn't mean to scare them like that, that's love. When they think that you are in a medical crisis just like that, and I mean, sister was ready to take care of me. Sister was ready to go. And that's my Key Watts. And I love me some you, girl. I love me some you. So let me give you some love. Let me give you some love. This is for my girl Key Watts. I'm so glad you're here. That's funny. Woo. Now, I love you. You know I love me some you. That's my sister right there. Now, as we talk, I just want to come here for a minute. Track and field. Has anybody been watching the track and field? Has anybody been watching the track and field? Because, baby, the Saints are out here, and we just having all kinds of upsets. All kinds of upsets. And I want to start with that before we get into the heavy stuff. Because, listen, this right here has blessed me. I'm trying to tell you, they out here doing their good work and they good running, and we breaking records and everything else. Now, I'm going to start with this one right here. Because they were so sure that somebody else was going to win. They had, and this is the message I want y'all to get. Don't ever let the folks count you out. Don't do it. Don't ever let the folks count you out. Listen, because at the end of the day, it ain't over until it's over. That's what I want you to understand. It's not over until it is over. And we out here upsetting the field. Here we go.
watch until the end.
But Ball looks very comfortably.
Alexis Holmes is trying to stay with Femke Bol. It's the Netherlands and the United States. The race for gold in the 4x4, the mixed 4x4. Alexis Holmes, Femke Bol falls. Femke Bol falls. And the United States wins gold.
In world record time, I told we spoke too soon.
The drama continues. We had a fall in the women's 10K. Nobody can stay on your feet tonight.
Now, I'm gonna run this back. Now, this is a sister, Alexis Holmes from Kentucky, setting a world record. Setting a world record. And they were so sure that that other sister was going to win. And at the end of the day, Now, these are some of the things that are coming back because folks are saying, listen, she fell down, and that's how she won. Y'all pay attention. I'm going to play this one more time. She was going to win anyhow. She had overtaken that girl, and that girl was not going to win. So it wasn't just a matter of her falling down. She said, not today, K2 Hoop. She said, not today. Cassandra Woke 2022, come on in here, sis. Good morning to you, and I'm so glad you made it in this morning. Listen, we setting records out here, baby. We out here setting records. Risha Jones, come on in here. Good morning. And be sure and tell Mother Castleberry good morning. That's my sister and my friend. Mad love to you. Come on in here. It's good to see you. K2 Hoop, she was already going to win. So all this conversation, honey, 41, y'all coming in. Good morning to you, sis. Mad love to you. Come on in, and blessings and flavor and favor right back to you as well. Now, she was going to already win. It wasn't a matter that this girl fell down. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But don't, in my opinion, minimize and restrict her run and the race that she ran, because she ran and won. I'm trying to say won. That's the word I'm trying to pull out of my brain. She won that race hands down. She was going to win. The fall had nothing to do with it. Secondly, when she falls down, pay attention to her hand. Now, I can't say what, I don't know. I've looked at it. There are a lot of people that were alleging that the chick that fell was trying to trip my girl on her way down. I think she just fell. Now, that's the conversation that's going on out there on the internet, that she was trying to trip my girl. But you know, I'm going to tell you what, and let's come here. Let's deal with the reality that the Olympics and a lot of these international games in the day were really they intended to show superiority, who was superior to whom and who was inferior. And people put a whole lot of energy and stock into, I got you, honey, put a lot of energy and stock into who won, which is why when Jesse Owens won during the time of Hitler, and they were so upset because the Aryan race and we're superior in all ways and da-da-da-da-da-da. Then you had this black man who they considered blacks to be the bottom of the bottom. You had this black man that came and just blew everybody out of the water and tore it up. So understand the energy that goes along with some of these games. And we call them games, but for those that really take it to a whole nother level beyond competition, that make it be like, oh, this is who's better than who. Number one, miss me with that. But at the end of the day, I do know that people will do whatever they have to do to try to win. So there are a lot of people that feel like Bol was really trying to trip her. The Hunger Games, T. Summers, the Hunger Games. So at the end of the day, Mr. Running Owens, Cassandra Woke, baby, he tore it up, burnt that track up, and at the end of the day, the Aryan race had to sit down. So, you know, as we think about how in context, because you know I'm always going to talk to you. Sidecore Fit, come on in here. Good morning to you. It's been a minute since I've seen you, but it's good to see you, and a minute since I've been in your stream. Listen, this is a phenomenal streamer, a phenomenal stream that she does. Sidecore Fit is a streamer. If you're not following Sidecore Fit, quit Wise, just quit them, because she's going to bless your whole life. Good morning to you. And she deals not only with your fitness, but as the first part of her name implies, psych, she deals with that psychological and emotional element as well. It's a phenomenal stream. If you're not following her, please follow her even right now. Not now, but right now. Now, come on in here, Shelly Thunder. There's the prophetess, and good morning to you. You've been on break? Okay, I got you, Psychor. That's my girl, Shelly Thunder, and good morning to you. So I kind of want to lay the groundwork, because you know I'm going to always talk about the background. It isn't just about the Olympics and the world competitions and that. It meant more than that. And so that's why you see them grabbing their flags and this and that and the other, because they're representing their country. And then even as my girl said, Sha'Carri basically came out and said openly in her statement that she wanted to represent for the people of the Black community. I appreciate her, and we'll talk about her because I've got her queued up as well. But I just wanted to address why there's this energy that's out there. She was trying to trip her. She didn't want her to win. And if you look at her when she goes down, you can see her arm flailing. That right arm looks like it flails all the way over into her lane, but I think it was just her flopping on the ground, quite frankly. I think it was just her falling down and flopping on the ground. However, there is a lot of energy that feels some kind of way that this sister was trying to trip her sister Holmes. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna run it one more time and we're gonna give it up for her because she ran an absolutely phenomenal race. And as I said, honey, it ain't over till the fat woman sings. Please believe it.
Watch until the end.
But Ball looks very comfortably.
Alexis Holmes is trying to stay with Femke Bol. It's the Netherlands and the United States. The race for gold in the 4x4, the mixed 4x4. Alexis Holmes, Femke Bol falls. Femke Bol falls. And the United States wins gold.
In world record time. I told we spoke too soon.
The drama continues. We had a fall in the women's 10K. Nobody can stay on their feet tonight. The United States gets the world record, and Femke Bol, what happened?
She is in shock.
Now, at the end of the day, these announcers, she's trying to stay up with Bowles. What do you mean she's trying to stay up with Bowles? Baby. She fell on her own, T. Summers. I'm trying to tell you. And at the end of the day, let's go, K2 Hoop. Let's go. That's the way I feel about it. So don't be hating. Don't be hating. She was going to win. And now I'm going to tell you what somebody said. Somebody said the ancestors pushed her. That's what somebody said. Then somebody else came along and said, you know how it is in the movies when they see somebody chasing you and come up on you, they just automatically start falling down. So, you know, you had all of that energy out there. At the end of the day, it was a good race. She was not going to win because at the end of the Joanna. Oh, I'm gonna give it to you.
You shall not pass.
Shelly Thunder. Yes, ma'am. You shall not pass. As a former track runner, I've seen some shady stuff, but that was her own doing. I agree, T. Summers. I agree. That's my opinion as well. And track was my thing. And I love me some track. And that's why y'all gonna get plenty of it today. Because listen, these folk out here doing they good running and setting world records, I might add. Don't play. They setting world records. They do some shady stuff out there. That's true. Please believe it. They will try. Anything for a win. Now, I'm going to come back, and I saved the best for last. And the men did a phenomenal job, too. They had an upset. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm going to say this once more and again. Don't count yourself out. I don't care what it looks like. Now, there's so much I want to say about Sha'Carri, and we're going to have a little conversation around her, because at the end of the day, Sha'Carri came out and she said this, and I'm going to applaud her before I even get started. Shelly said, I don't know if it was the Lord's work or not, but God always makes a way. But at the end of the day, Shelly Thunder, Alexis was going to win. Alexis was going to win, hands down. It was not the fall that gave her that win. Alexis was going to win. And I think Alexis blowing past her is what knocked the girl off her feet, in my opinion. When the girl realized she didn't have any more gas in her tank, and she was favored to win. Come on, Kentucky. Now, that's one time I'm going to give it up for Kentucky, because that's where Alexis is from. She's from the great state of... It's a great state because Alexis is in it. The great state of Kentucky. Period. And you're right, Tease. Every sports has cheating and people that will do whatever they have to do to win that game, to get that W. Now, this is what I want to say about Sha'Carri. And we're going to watch this race that she ran. She was running up on her fast. Her wind knocked her off balance. I'm telling you, Shelly Thunder just blew past her and knocked her down. Now, Sha'Carri, everybody that was hating on Sha'Carri, y'all need to go on back and repent. Because this is the thing. She thought she was going to fall to win, but it didn't work, Joanna G. It didn't work. Now, it just won't work. No weapon formed. Anyway, at the end of the day, she thought she was going to win. She was favored to win, but you lost. Now, this is where I want to come with this. As we look at the element, it was an epic fail. It was an epic fail. Now, Shelly, I want you to know, I love it. I'm glad that you're here, Joanna G. I love you. I love you. She had the power to win. Cassandra, you gonna make me preach a sermon up in here. You had the power to win. T, thank you for coming in. God's blessings go with you in your meeting, but thank you for coming in. Mad love to you. And once more and again, for those that still want to, those that reached out to me, and you know, those of you who are, T has said she can potentially make arrangements for you to make that Boss Energy Christmas cruise. Call her directly. If you don't have her number, let me do this and take it off my plate, and that way we won't have a downtime. Everybody that's in Twitch, whisper her if you want to go, and she can respond and y'all can communicate directly. She can give you the information. Whisper her in Twitch for those of you that are in there. For those of you, I do know a couple of you are in Facebook. I will give you, I think I've already given a couple of you the number. I will give you the number. If you're in Facebook, if you're in YouTube, if you're in LinkedIn, if you're in any of those, please inbox me today, ASAP, and I'll get T's information to you. Have a great day, T, and mad love to you. Now, she had the power to win, Cassandra Woke. She had the power. She left enough gas in her tank and summoned up everything that she had to make sure she was able to cross that finish line first. And I'm going to say once more and again, she was going to win. It was not because of the fall that she crossed first. Now, this is what I want to say about Sha'Carri. You know, Sha'Carri is doing her good growing up. Sha'Carri, I feel like, got crucified unjustly. That's my personal opinion. I feel like she got crucified by the church unjustly, because some of y'all know you out there smoking the 4 and 20 elders and everything else too. Honey, the 4 and 20 elders bless you on the regular. Remember the fact that her mother had just died. I mean, there was all kind of trauma going going on in this child's world at the time. And I feel like this. There's always a desire and a wanting to snatch somebody down after we put them up on a pedestal. Sha'Carri said this. She said, the world loved me, and then the world turned around and hated me, and now I'm doing me for me. I want to give it up for that. Come on, K2 who got true confession. She said, I smoke and eat the 4 and 20s. The 4 and 20s, elders bless her on the regular. And that's typically the pattern, Psych Fit. And the way that we treat, and remember, these are young people. These are children. We see them as athletes and, we watch them and this and that and the other. But sometimes we really need to stop and think, these are just kids. They really are. These are just kids. Because, as we get older, we can't run and carry on like that, child. No, I wish I could. And even as I watched them in my mind, I was replaying and rerunning races. But honey, it's only in my mind right now. Please believe it. It's only in my mind right now. I would love to get out there and do what these kids are doing at that speed and at that pace. However, I cannot. And so understand, these are very young people at their prime, but they're still kids. And we can be so mean and nasty and ugly and expect so much from kids. We expect more from kids than what we can do ourselves, but somehow or another, we think these children should be in this little box over here. So when Sha'Carri said that, I really, really appreciated the fact that, and sometimes it be like that sometimes, you understand? Sometimes you got to go through a situation so that you can come out on the other side even better. We gonna let y'all clear your throats and perhaps your minds. Come on, Cassandra, because at the end of the day, she's just a kid. Now, however, what this experience did, unfortunately, though, because you are hearing the resounding expression that's coming from so many of these young athletes, the athleticism that they bring to us for sport and entertainment also leaves them open to be wounded and hurt and devastated by the masses. Crazy Berrytown. There's my beautiful friend. Crazy Berrytown is a streamer. Good morning, love. Listen, if you're not following Crazy Berrytown, quit your wiggle eyes. Just quit them, because she's going to bless your whole life. She'll Zumba you to Zion. She'll give you a chit chat and a sip. She'll lead you through the journey of good grief. And again, just quit them. Come on here, Crazy Berrytown. So good to see you this morning. That's my beautiful friend. I love me some you. Now, again, we are hurting these children. We're hurting these children. And I want to also continue to underscore, they're just kids, folks. They're just kids. And so at the end of the day, let's remember that and show them some grace when we're so quick to jump out and judge them and beat them down and talk about them in 1 minute. But Jesus, Hosanna in the highest on Sunday, and by a few days later, crucify him, crucify him. Listen, that we still have that energy that tends to show up. No losses, just life lessons. Exactly, Cassandra. We don't lose, we learn. We never lose, we learn. So at the end of the day, this is where I really appreciate her. I appreciate the fact, even in this race that I'm going to show you, notice how they don't even call her name. Notice how they don't even have their attention turned to her. They're so energized and so into the fact that you have these favorites. And once more and again, just like you saw with Bowl was the favorite, but here you had Alexis come out of nowhere and just blow her completely out of the water. Then we have the same thing. Listen to how they announce. And this is the thing, when you start talking about the announcers and how they show favoritism and how they lean towards this and that and the other. Y'all understand that plays with your mind. When you already know that everybody is rooting and chanting and believing in somebody else, it takes everything within you to pull up everything you've got to believe in yourself and just come on out there and show them what you've got in spite of what the people are saying. And understand sometimes, and I'm going to say it, sometimes these announcers are announcing the way that they are because it is a matter of putting an element of doubt, an element of fear, an element of anxiety in that particular athlete. And you got to finally get yourself together and say, listen, I'm going to run my race. And that's what I want you all to take away from here. I'm going to run my race. I don't care how everybody else is announcing that this one's going to win and that one's favored. And I want you to run your race. Run your race and win. Do you hear me? Run your race and win. It doesn't matter what people say and how they're talking. Block that stuff out of your head. Reach down inside of yourself and run that race and win. Michelle Brown, I just told someone about the Chiefs player that's in trouble. He's only 20 and under a microscope. At 20, if folks seen my hidden stuff, I'd be in trouble too. You listen, I'm going to give it up for that, Michelle, because you told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. So, remember, if you would please, remember that these are just kids. Listen to how they call this race, because you don't hear Sha'Carri's name mentioned, but it didn't matter. Here we go.
Richardson, USA. Who is the fastest woman?
This, without question, is one of the highest quality sprint athletics has ever witnessed. This field of 9 includes 4 of the fastest women ever to have harmonized in Budapest. Their paths converge once more as they prepare to try and seize this opportunity for global glory and sporting immortality. It's time. They're away first time. Can Shelley Fraser-Price deliver? She's got a good start, but watch Sharika Jackson. Sharika Jackson, is she just going to do it? Oh, on the near side! Right to the end! And we're getting raised, but from nowhere in lane 9, it's an incredible performance from Sha'Carri Richardson. It looked as though Jackson was going to finish ahead of Fraser-Price, and she did, but the Jamaicans are stunned because Richardson came through like a rocket in lane 9, her first global final, and she tastes the start and she got in the semis, and she came through in fine style, and maybe, just maybe, being in lane 9 was the best thing that could.
Definitely a good thing for Sha'Carri Richardson. That start couldn't have been better, couldn't have been more different than the one she got in the semi-final. And I wouldn't have known that Sha'Carri Richardson was having an absolute flyer out in lane 9. I think it was a really, really dramatic the way it was set up with the different lane draws.
Lyles took the men's time.
Now, I'm going to play that once more because, listen, Sha'Carri blessed my whole shondo right there. They did not call her name one time. And they big mad that she won. They are big mad. Z-Lady C, good morning to you. Crystal Method, good morning to you. Y'all come on in here because we having a good time. We having ourselves a funky good time. Listen, they did not call that. She was a whole blur. Shelly Thunder, they didn't see her coming. Listen, at the end of the day, Z-Lady C, I knew she was going to win too. Because listen, that child's been through something. And like she said before, the world loved me, and then that same world that loved me came back and showed me that they hated me, and now I'm running this run for me. Listen, y'all, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Z-Lady C, I'm so happy. And I'm going to say it one more and again. Honey, she said the world. I'm going to keep making that statement because I love it and we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. The world acted like, it really should be acted like. The world showed me that they love me, then they came right back and showed me that they hated me, and now I'm going to run this race for me. Listen, I love it. Don't mess with me. I'm watching you people. Come on in here. I'm watching you people, I believe, is a streamer also. If you're not following, I'm watching you people. Quit chewing away. Just quit them. Woo! Sha'Carri for the win. So what are you saying, spiritual thought leader? And what's your takeaway? It doesn't matter if they don't call your name. Do y'all hear me? Sometimes we get so caught up about whether or not people see us or recognize us or understand. At the end of the day, listen, they did not call her name. She ran her race anyway. And that's what I want to say to many of you. It doesn't matter whether people are giving you accolades. It doesn't matter if people are ignoring you. It doesn't matter if people don't believe in you and your ability and your dream and your vision. Run your race anyway, because people will show you that they love you, then they'll come right back and show you that they hate you, and you got to run your race for you. Come on here one more time for Sha'Carri. Here we go.
USA. Who is the fastest woman?
This, without question, is one of the highest quality sprint athletics has ever witnessed. This field of 9 includes 4 of the fastest women ever to have won in Budapest. Their paths converge.
They know her name now, Shelly Thunder. They know her name now.
And sporting immortality.
Run on, cause you know, Cassandra. Come on, BTD Mom, the wind.
They're away first time. Can Shelly Fraser Price deliver? She's got a good start, but watch Shericka Jackson. Shericka Jackson, is she just going to do it? Oh, on the near side, right to the end. They were getting ready, but from nowhere in lane 9, it's an incredible performance from Sha'Carri Richardson. It looked as though Jackson was going to finish ahead of Fraser Price, and she did, but the Jamaicans are stunned because Richardson came through like a rocket in lane 9. The first global final, and she tastes the start that she got in the semis. And she came through
One Reason.
in prime style. And maybe, just maybe, being in lane 9 was the best thing that could.
Definitely a good thing for Sha'Carri Richardson. That start, we couldn't have been better, couldn't have been more different.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this, though. I want y'all to pay. She is her One Reason. She is her, and I love her too. I love her too. Now, this is what I want to say. Did you see? Now, it almost reminds me. And y'all don't have to buy what I'm selling, but it almost reminds me how the man was talking about, y'all know the slaves, they just prayed. They didn't revolt. They didn't march. They didn't protest. They just prayed their way out. Then you got Florida that's trying to teach this idea that slavery gave us life skills. Slavery gave us life skills that we needed. Slavery gave us skills that da-da-da-da-da. Now, notice this. Did y'all hear the man when he said putting her in lane 9 was probably the best thing that could have happened to her? That's some of that same foolishness. That's some of that same foolishness. Y'all know y'all in the Lions Den. You know how I do it in here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like a T-I-Z-Tiz. That baby won from the outside lane. Do you understand? They put her in the farthest lane out there they could put her in. Ooh, now, listen, I'm getting all kind of sermon topics out of this. I don't care how far they place you in the outside lane. Run your race. Now, I'm offended, I really am, that this announcer they never called that child's name one time throughout the whole race because they wasn't looking at her. And listen, The fact that you are invisible to some means nothing. Keep running and turn up the heat, turn up the juice. Because at the end of the day, it's a consolation lane, Z Lady C. That's exactly what lane 9 is. It's a consolation lane. So this is, you can be in the trenches, but you can run I feel something in here. Don't mess with me, Shelly. You can be down in the trenches, but you can run anyhow. And not just run, but win. You can be invisible to everybody else that's watching. It doesn't matter. Run your race and win. You can be considered out and you're not going to win, but we just going to let you be on the track just to say you were on the track for consolation. But baby, run your race and win. Am I talking to anybody? Woo! And he had nerve to talk about that might be the best thing that happened to her. Lane 9. Shut up talking to me. Shut up. Shut up. As Larry Reed would say, shut up. Shut up talking to me. You have stacked the deck against this child on purpose. But she still ran her good race. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do not allow what it looks like. Do not allow the zip your lips. Do not allow yourself to be overcome and overwhelmed by what it looks like, what it sounds like, or what it feels like. You got the fastest woman on the face of the planet, and you put her all the way out in the 9th lane. But at the end of the day, she did her good running. And the haters, Crystal Method. Good morning, Tall Pumps is pumping tall. Come on in here, Tall Pumps. Nothing but mad love to you this morning. Listen, those two sisters right there made my whole day. Those two sisters right there made my whole entire day. Preach, come on, I'm telling you, Cassandra, because this is real talk. This is the way that we approach life. This is the way we approach situations. And don't let anything discourage you. Don't let anything deter you. I want you to appreciate what God has given you. Reach down inside of yourself. There's some others in YouTube. Lisa Dye. I appreciate you for being here. There are some others in YouTube, but they're coming in from other places. But good morning to you, Liza Dye. I want to pronounce it correctly. I'm going to say Liza Dye. It's good to have you. Listen, Kai Chick, we roaring up in here. Like they did her a favor, Shelly Thunder. Like they did her a favor by placing her out there in the consolation lane. And this is what I'm going to say to you. All of this intended to deal with your mindset. Because as a track runner, as an athlete in that sport, she knew that she was in the consolation lane. She knew that they had purposely put her in the consolation lane. Now, to somebody else just out there watching, well, she's in the lane like Eric. No. Pay attention. And notice the camera didn't even get a shot of her until she actually came around the curve and was going in. That's the first you even see her image. That's how out of the picture they had her. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? They had no intention of watching her. They had no intention of thinking that she could win. I appreciate that, Liza Dye. I appreciate you. I appreciate you just being in the space. Now, understand all of this is with the intent of mental impact. Hear me. Mental impact. We're not going to put you in the camera. We're not going to call your name. We're going to put you in the consolation lane. We're going to act like you're not even a part of this race. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Now, these are the games that we have to play with. Sometimes you just get so into the, baby, you got to analyze what you see right there in front of your eyes. And this is why so many times people don't understand the energy, the counter energy that you're working with. Baby, you got to come in and see it for what it is. Those Jamaican ladies have been crushing it for years. They have. But at the end of the day, one reason. At the end of the day, do you really mean to tell me they thought that Sha'Carri was worthy of the 9th outside lane? Do you really? No. At the end of the day, we're sending messages subliminally. And this is what, you're just thinking too hard. No, they know what they did. And that's exactly when you see the manifestation of it. What you saw was Sha'Carri saying, just like she said, the world showed me that they love me. That same world came back and showed me that they hated me. And now I'm going to run this race for me. That's what we saw. That's what we saw was that determination personified. That's what we saw. I'm not going to listen to the words. I'm not going to pay attention to where you put me. I'm just going to run my race. She was that blur that flew past all of them, Shelly Thunder. This is the kind of energy I want you to have. And it's not, hey, and at this point, like she said, I'm not running for the world. I'm not running for this. I'm running for me. I'm running for me. So at the end of the day, they show them they need the consolation awakening possessing such small minds and vibrations. Well, now we have it. And she said all she needed. Baby, now that's what you call about testifying with your feet. So here we go. At the end of the day, she testified with her feet. I'm not mad at her. I'm appreciating her. I'm loving her. And listen, so what we gonna do is you don't have to work. Let your feet speak for you. You got to learn how to let your feet speak for you. Let your feet speak for you. My feet got a testimony. Let your feet testify. Hey, he has done great things. He has done great things. Let your feet testify. He has done great things. He has done. He has done. He has done. He has done great things. He has done. He has done. You gotta learn how to do this when you don't have the words. Let your feet speak for you. Let your feet speak. You got to learn how to let your feet speak for you. And right now my feet got a testimony. Hey, he has done great things. He has done great things. Yes, sir. He has done great things. He has done. He has done. He has done. He has done great things. He has done. He has done. And learn how to. Baby, Kim Possible 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. Come on in here, sis. Nothing but mad love to you. This is my pastor, y'all, from the ATL. Come through, and y'all came through bucking. You better praise him up in here. I'm trying to tell. She let her feet testify for her. And I love it. I love it. Once more and again, Sha'Carri Richardson. I'm motivated. I'm inspired. I am. I absolutely positively am. Honey, because that's how we overcome. Dr. Dady Priest. Good morning to you, Dr. Dady. It's so good to have you in the room. Good morning, good morning. Dr. Dady Priest is a streamer. Baby, she'll give you how engagement matters. And I promise you, she'll bless your life. If you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, quit your eyes. Just quit them. Because listen, she's going to bless your whole life. Good morning to you, sis, and nothing but mad love. Shout fees, because victories we shall worth our most powerful praise, dancing moves. Come on here, Cassandra. You better speak. You better speak. Oh, come on. You were screaming as if you were there when she... Baby, listen, Dr. Dady, I'm telling you what. That baby right there. Boxhead, my wife. Dare I ask? Anyway, at the end of the day, I tell you what, Sha'Carri did her good running. At the end of the day, Alexa Holmes did her good running. And to those two together, one more time, let's put it down. Give it up for them. Now, truck driver, he's out there doing his good work. He always does. And I'm gonna go and we're gonna get news from viewers right here. I appreciate him. Next time you use any navigation software like your Google Maps, you can thank Dr. Gladys West, the inventor of GPS technology. Give it up for my sis. Zayar, come on in here. Good to have you, Mad Love, and welcome to the Lion's Den. And then let me see who else. He gave us some others to be able to appreciate. Here we go. Louisiana Army National Guard's first black female pilot. We're giving it up for her. Look at that baby. Oh, we doing the thing, y'all. We doing the thing. I appreciate all of the accomplishments, and it's not, you know, we're finally being recognized or finally being able to break through some of the barriers. At the end of the day, we're making strides and we're making progress. I absolutely positively love it. That's being recognized. It's not that we haven't done this all along, but to have doors finally open that begin to allow us opportunity. Thank God for that. Now, Tall Pumps put this in because she said, listen, I want y'all to know about y'all's money. And I ain't even mad at you, Tall Pumps. I'm not going to take it. Thank you, Kim Possible. Work, lurk, and twerk. I love you. And we miss you. We miss you. Come on. Now, this is where Kim had, and I'm not going to go through a lot of Who Shot John. And Kim, I really have not spoken to that point because you had not given me permission to do so. Kim's mother has had a health issue that she's been battling, and Kim has been right there as an only daughter, only child. She's been right there taking good care of her, but she came in this morning to give us a praise report, miracles, signs, and wonders. And listen, when she shared it on last night, I was just listen. And so this is how we gonna do Jesus. Hey, Kim, don't get me started, baby. Healing in the Lions Den. Healing in the Lions Den. Woo! God is a healer. Hey, he is a healer. Come on, Shelly. God is a healer. Woo! God is a healer. Come on, Liza Dot. Come on. Praise him. Hey! It's done. Welcome to the family, sis. It's done. I see him doing it. I see him doing it. I see him doing it. Woo! The prayers of the righteous avail much. The effectual fervent prayers of the righteous avail much. And we're glad to have you in here this morning, Kim. The effectual fervent prayers of the righteous availeth much. Now, see, this is the thing right here. This is now. See, you off today. You off. Goodbye. Now, listen. Many of you did not know, and thank you for giving me permission to share, Kim, because I don't tell people's business without their permission. I do not do that. But as she gave permission to share, many of you have noticed, I'm sure, that Kim Possible has been MIA, missing in action, as that only child. And she is a part of our Good Grief staff, and she's been through her Good Grief journey in the loss of her father just a few months back. And then it seemed in not many days hence, she had the challenge with her mother. And at this point, she's been out and really taking care of her, as well as having been appointed. Let me stop and applaud that. She has been appointed the senior pastor there in Atlanta, Georgia. Come on with that, Kim. So much mad love. We just applaud you. Congratulations, sis. Man. I love you. I love you. I love you. Since early spring, she's been on this journey with her mother and has just been phenomenally that daughter, just that daughter. That's all I can say. She's that daughter. Even as an only child, I just got a feeling, I don't care if she had 50 brothers and sisters, she'd still be that daughter. She's just that way. But the journey has been since early spring, got praise reports, y'all. I'm telling you, it really is a blessing. And I'm so glad to see you in here this morning, Kim Possible. So that's why you listen, the 99, y'all cool. I had to come for the one and just give praise on behalf of what she's been through this year. If y'all didn't get the blessing of the praise and the shout and the praise break like I did, it doesn't matter, because that was for Kim Possible 7-Eleven. Because yes, Cy Corfit, she's had a tough season, but she's still standing, and she's still standing strong, and got a phenomenal praise report for her mother, even though they're starting this next round. But praise God. Everything is looking good, and nobody but God could have done that. God is a healer, and the effectual fervent prayers of the righteous availeth much. So she's not that sister that's out there looking for everybody to surround her with pity and negativity, because that's not the energy that she deals with. This is a sister standing strong in the faith, and nothing but mad love and respect to you, Kim. And listen, now to him that's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or think. Hey, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, ooh, girl, don't get me started. Don't get me started. And I understand. Hey, the Bible says, let Israel now say, if it had not been for the Lord on my side. At the end of the day, God has been right there, and we know that he'll never leave us or forsake us. And that's just the kind of God that we serve. The Lions Den salutes you. The Lions Den loves you, Kim Possible 711. And the Lions Den says, thank you for being a part of our family. We love us some you. We absolutely positively do. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Now y'all know why when she came in, I had to stop. I just had to stop and get me just a quick buck in there, because baby, my whole shondo was blessed just by seeing you come in the room. I'm telling y'all, first I had Fairly all day, then I had Key Watts come in. Now I got Kim Possible 711. I'm just swinging from the rafters. I really am. I just pretty near don't know what to do with myself. But I tell you what, I am feeling good. Now we're going to continue at the 8:34 hour and get started on our teaching element. And this is where we take time to address and learn. We've been talking last week, and we'll continue the rest of the video this week, of post-traumatic slavery disorder. Post-traumatic slavery disorder. If you've missed the earlier segments, you can go back and watch it on demand. But we're going to pick it up right here today. Before I do, she's going to speak on race today. And at the end of the day, before we start that, I want to go back to one of our ancestors. She's gone to the ancestors, but a very impactful energy in the Black community, and her words will live on with us forever. And that's none other than Toni Morrison, who does an excellent conversation here about race. And race is, I hope you all understand, race is a construct that is not even real. There's no such thing as race. There is no such thing as race. And this, I'm going to let it roll twice, because I think it may have already been rolling. I'm going to play it 2 times to make sure we get all of what she says, because Toni Morrison and the words that came from her mind, her heart, her mouth, and from the ancestors is just so powerful. I don't want to miss a drop. I don't want to miss a piece of it. But she's going to speak some truth here that a lot of people do not understand. And I did for several years work in an organization in Kansas City called Harmony. Most people knew it as Harmony in the World of Difference, which was their slogan and their logo, Harmony in the World of Difference. But what I did was go around, and we worked in communities and neighborhoods with church groups and mosques and different faith-based groups. And we worked to bridge and break down the hatred and the negative energy, the lies, the deception that are out here that keeps us apart. And it's absolutely fake. One reason, it's absolutely fake. It was contrived. It was made up. Chef Nobi, good morning to you. Chef Nobi and One Reason both are streamers on Twitch. If you're not following One Reason, the Bishop of Twitch, if you're not following Chef Nobi, quit your ways. Just quit them. because I promise you, both of them will bless your whole life. Come on and give us here we go. Breakfast today is potato hash with onions and garlic topped with cheese with crispy. It's got to be crispy now. We don't want no soggy. Crispy turkey sausage, spinach and cheddar omelets, and corn muffins with honey butter and morning mimosas. Let's go, baby. Now, I love you so much, Chef Nobi. I want to share this with you all. And because I want you to be knowledgeable. So many times we believe this mess that is has been taught and crammed down our throats. But I want you to know the truth. And here, Tommy Morris is going to talk some truth, and I want you to hear it.
As race, none.
Really?
It's just a human race, scientifically, anthropologically. Racism is a construct, a social construct, and it has benefits. It has money can be made off of it, and people who don't like themselves can feel better because of it. It can describe certain kinds of behavior that are wrong or misleading. So it has a social function, racism. But race can only be defined as a human being. There is no such thing as race. None.
Really?
It's just a human race, scientifically, anthropologically. Racism is a construct, a social construct, and it has benefits. It has money can be made off of it, and people who don't like themselves can feel better because of it. It can describe certain kinds of behavior that are wrong or misleading. So it has a social function, racism. But race can only be defined as a human being. There is no such thing as race. None.
Really?
It's just a human race, scientifically, anthropologically. Racism is a construct, a social construct, and it has benefits. It has money can be made off of it, and people who don't like themselves can feel better because of it. It can describe certain kinds of behavior that are wrong or misleading. So it has a social function, racism. But race can only be defined as a human being. There is
Now, she said what she said, and she said the absolute truth. And I want us to begin to understand that as a truth, and hopefully, even if more of us could come from, and I'm gonna go back up to what One Reason said. And One Reason is very knowledgeable and very educated in the area of ethnic studies. So I appreciate your input, as well as Disco Darren, who have actually taken enough courses and studies to be PhDs in the field, for real, for real. One Reason said, I put other/human on a census once, and they sent it back. So now I checked black so we could be counted, shaking my head. And that's very unfortunate because, at the end of the day, as is said, there's one race, and that's the human race, and racism is a construct for a purpose of benefit. And at the end of the day, even if we look at the realities, and let me go ahead and roll this. Let me go ahead and roll Dr. Before I get started talking, because I definitely want to get this clip in, because it's 8:41, and then I'll come back and I'll share maybe a little bit more if there's time. But I want us to hear her conversation on the topic. And I want us to have full understanding so that we can begin to energize ourselves. And I would really, really like for us to deconstruct this whole racial dynamic and component that we've put in these here United States of America, because it does and serves absolutely no good but to perpetuate racism and classism. And at the end of the day, it really needs to be deconstructed because it's false and fake from the beginning. There's no such thing. And so let's listen to the doctor talk, and then we'll have some further conversation afterwards. But today we're dealing with the issue of race. Here we go.
How many people think they understand what racism is? Show of hands. Come on, you think you know. I'm not suggesting I know. I just have a couple of definitions that kind of came to me as I thought about it. How many people think there are white racists? That there are white racists out there? How many think there are black racists out there? Okay. Now, this is an interesting thing because this becomes important as we begin to define concepts. I do that. I usually define concepts all the way. But one of the things that I do is I try to help people get a picture of what I mean by racism. So tell me how it is. The first category is white racism, then we'll deal with black racism. So white racism. Tell me the ways in which white racism adversely impacts the lives of black people. Just what are the ways that white racism can adversely impact the lives of black people as a group? What are some of those ways? I'm sorry? Power, but how is that defined specifically? Education, okay. I'm sorry? Economically, employment. What else? Housing, what else? Policing. Why are we here today? Healthcare, okay. Now, we could actually kind of grow that list. Now we're going to move over to black racism. Tell me the ways in which black racism adversely impacts the lives of white people as an entire group. Thank you. The reason why you become silent is one that always comes up, and that's fear. White people are afraid of black people. They are afraid of us. And it's a very interesting thing because black people know it. We know white people are afraid. But you have to start getting into the psychology. What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid? But it's an interesting dynamic. Now, also you see the difference in what racism is, do you not? Racism implies you have not just prejudice, but the power to do something with that prejudice. Now, I don't like you, not only that, but I'm going to control whether you can get, I may say I hate you. I hate white people. I hate them. It's not going to change you getting that, loan when you go to the bank. I can hate you all the way to the bank. Not going to change. Do you see the difference? That whereas white racism says, not only do I not like you, but I'm going to change the impact of where you can live. I'm going to determine with that racism where your powers are. You following me? And I'm talking about as a group, not an individual, because people said, I remember when my uncle didn't. I'm not talking about your uncle. I'm talking about the whole group. I'm not talking about an incident. That's a difference. But white people are afraid.
And with that, she said what she said. Now, as we look at that dynamic and why we created race, that fear is exactly how and why we created race. Now, you say, STL, how is that so? Because when numbers began to matter in this country, now there was a time when you had people that were coming and they were migrating from all different types of countries. They're migrating from Ireland. They're migrating from here, there, and everywhere. Now, this is what I want to say about those immigrants. They came here because they wanted to. Let's start there. They came here because they wanted to. But we also have to understand that when you deal with colonial racism, it's always about who's going to be in power and who's going to have control, because you'll hear people say, well, Irish people were made to be slaves. These people, this group, that group were made to be slaves. But at the end of the day, this is where the issue where race really became a construct to feed and perpetuate racism. When the numbers, especially after the slave trade, and we're bringing black bodies here by droves, in the droves, we're just getting all of the black people we can for the labor and Then, until then, one reason, when we had fear, or I should say, when those in the racist power construct, and I understand, please, and everybody that knows me, because I do have some new people in here, so let me just stop and address this. I do not view all white people as racist. That's not the energy from which we're coming. I do not, as we have this platform available to us, everybody is absolutely positively welcome. Absolutely positively. I said the black community's house is on fire. That's my community. We didn't set it on fire. It was set on fire by others. But since our house is on fire, and that's the community that I am of, that's where I'm going to put the fire out. I'm going to put the fire out in my house first, and then we'll look at other people's house. Anybody that wants to pick up a bucket, anybody that wants to pick up a hose, anybody that wants to pick up a fire extinguisher, I don't care who you are, help yourself, because we're putting this fire out. But I'm about the black community's house that's on fire, but I welcome everyone. Now, that being said, and I just have to clarify that for those newcomers that might be somewhat confused as to what my purpose and my approach comes from. Now, at the end of the day, this is the reality. Once they saw so many black bodies that they had stolen from their homeland. They didn't say, we want a chance at a better world. Let's get on the boat. Let's get to America and see what kind of life we can have. No, ma'am. No, sir. It wasn't that kind of situation. Even though some of those individuals and ethnic groups were made to be slaves. Still not in the same context as black people. That it was a totally different level of servitude, what we're talking about here. Now, so at the end of the day, I just want to get all those qualifying points out. When it became an issue, as far as numbers, then and only then did it seem like it was profitable to take all of the Europeans with light skin and lump them into a group and call them white. So at the end of the day, at the end of the day, and this, remember, this was the thing that even Asians sued during the point of when Asians and black folks were considered to be a group that could not be assimilated into the white category. Asians and black people. Now, remember we spoke on this and I showed the video some months ago. The Asians did not sue for equal rights. Asians sued to not be considered black, but to be considered white. Every time I think about that, it just takes me out. It just takes me out. They didn't sue for fairness. They didn't sue for equity and justice. They sued to not be considered black. I just cannot. But there continues to be a close relationship between the Asian community and the black community, which still has a lot of elements that are still parasitic. And I said what I said. I'll add to it before I take it back. That relationship has continued between the Asian community and the black community, but it is more times than not Asians considered as white, and they are using commerce in the black community and making themselves wealthy from commerce in the black community, but they will not associate or assimilate as black. I said what I said. I'll add to it before I take it back. That's not a racist statement. That is a fact. So at the end of the day, we have all of this that now comes up as a matter of we have races. We have races. And this is, I want you to be clear on why race and racism that needed to create race came into existence. Let's call a spade a spade. And so I go back to what Toni Morrison seemed like she was educating the guy that was interviewing her. Oh, really? Oh, I mean, you know what, sir, go back and do your homework before you come in and try to interview me. Give yourself just a little bit of education, since you're the one asking the questions and you're the one that came up with this topic. So as she said to him, anthropologically, any way you look at it, there is no race. There's one race. It's a human race. So at the end of the day, what and how does racism and creating race have its power? Listen to what what Joy was saying to the people. Basically, what she addressed was, and y'all heard somebody said crickets when she said, okay, how does white racism impact black people? And you hear all of this, you get the whole list. And she said, yes, we could actually make a whole entire list of how white racism impacts black people. Then when she turned around and said, how does black racism, if you want to call it that, which is non-existent, and we're going to deal with that element, it's non-existent. How does black racism impact white people? Why are there crickets? And ultimately, why is there no black racism? For everybody that wants to run around and keep talking about, well, that's reverse racism. Well, that's reverse racism. It ain't nothing but crickets, Chef Nobi, because the reality of it is you have to have power that you can assert over someone to be able to have the racism and to affect and put it in motion. You've got to have power. So as she said, I can be a black person all day long and say, I hate white people. I hate white people. I hate white people. On my way to the bank, I hate white people. While I'm walking down the street, I hate white people. But we do not, as black people, have the ability, the power, or the construct to be able to then take that hatred and assert some level of power and change in their lives. So there is not in reality a black racism, because you have to have the power to exert over that group at large, and it does not exist in reverse. Did anybody hear what I said? That power does not exist in reverse. Furthermore, and I'm getting ready to get out of here. Furthermore, if we look at why most black people that have feelings against white people is because of the injustices and the inequities that the system. We're not talking about, like she said, my uncle, we're not talking about an individual. We're talking about the group. Stop giving us individual situations and circumstances. Unless you're going to come out and come against the group dynamic of white racism, sit down and be quiet. Because if you're not busting the construct down, if you're not actively working to dismantle it, you're still part of the problem. As Martin Luther King said, it's not the KKK racists that's our biggest problem. Our biggest problem is the moderate white that does not consider themselves to be racist, but they're not doing anything to come in and actually dismantle the business. Not your average guy out here. You can disagree. You've got to have power to enact racism. If you don't have the power to enact, you don't have anything. You have a feeling, you have an emotion, you have a certain element of what you feel, but and we're talking about a group dynamic, not individuals. Come on in here, Gordon. Good to have you. Good morning to you, and welcome to the Lion's Den. This is the dynamic, and this is the dynamic that a lot of people do not want to address and deal with. If you're not actively working to break down that system, you become part of the system. Team No Pants, come on in here. So much mad love to you and good to see you. Now, this is the question that we've got to ask ourselves. What kind of power does black racism, if you want to call it that, not your average guy, what kind of power does black racism have against and hold over white people? I'll wait, because at the end of the day, and you have a great day too, but I'm just going to talk and I'm going to tell the truth and say listen, we're talking about racism. We're talking about racism. And this is where people cannot understand. Disco Darren 1966. Good morning to you, my brother. Nothing but mad love to you. Come through, come through. Now, you know, at the end of the day, I don't care. You know, we're talking and learning reality. You can have prejudices. Thank you for that team. Who said that? Team No Pants. You can have prejudice, but system power is required for racism. And this is where some of our white brothers and sisters do not want to take the accountability for the system. It's systemic, and you've got to have systemic power to have racism. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Now, so at the end of the day, this is how we've got to begin to have the education and the knowledge to know how to deal, even in conversation, and even to this point, you know. And I ain't trying to be ugly, but to drop a bomb and then say goodbye, you know, that right there. Can I just be real? You gonna say something in a black environment, drop a bomb and then say goodbye, says to me, you don't even care to hear the response. Did I say something? When you make a comment, drop a bomb, and then leave goodbye, that says to me you don't even want to hear my response. That right there is an issue. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. So at the end of the day, y'all ain't ready for me. Y'all not ready for it. Because this is what black people get all the time. You get white power structure that has the ability, whenever I want to, I can dismiss myself and act like you didn't say a word. At the end of the day, when we start a conversation that makes you feel uncomfortable, when we start a conversation that you disagree with, you drop your bomb, take your ball, and go home. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. So at the end of the day, this does not serve the purpose to healing. At the end of the day, it really says to me, you don't want to heal. You want to be in power. You don't want change. You want to be in power. You don't want healing. You want to be in power, because your lips, hips, and fingertips will not sit still long enough to hear someone else speak. And I know when I talk about the system of racism has to have power associated with it, I know that I am telling and speaking the truth. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Now, this is how I'm going to close. This is how I'm going to close. And see, y'all, you in the lion's den. You are in the lion's den. You're in the lion's den. You're not, baby, recognize where you are. I'm not going to play mamby-pamby with you. I'm going to tell you the truth in love. If you cannot sit and hold a conversation and ain't nobody arguing with you, you hear something that you don't want to hear, you take your ball and go home. I know everything I need to know right there. And if you don't come back, it's okay. But I wish you would, so you'd learn something. Now, listen, and this is what we just witnessed. Y'all ain't ready for me. This is what we just witnessed. And it starts in childhood. Listen to me. And it just so happened, I couldn't have asked for the Lord to set this up any better. I could not have asked the Lord to set this up any better, because that mentality, that energy starts in childhood. And this is how we gonna close out today, with your privileged self. With your privileged self and your supremacist behavior. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Here we go.
At times, you just talk to someone else. So it's not that you don't want to talk. You're just ignoring me. So, why should I want to talk to you? Why should I want to help you? You do these stuff that I try to do, but you push me away, and you ignore me. I try to help you. You push me away. I try to talk to you. You ignore me. And when I'm working, you try to talk to me. So I talk and say, Camille, I am working. Can we please wait? And then you say, no, we have to talk right now. And I'm like, fine. Then you say, look at me. And I'm like, you don't look at me when I'm talking. And you don't even talk to me.
Can I play it one more time for the people in the back? Because it starts in childhood. And here we go.
At times, you just talk to someone else. So it's not that you don't want to talk. You're just ignoring me. So, why should I want to talk to you? Why should I want to help you? You do these stuff that I try to do, but you push me away, and you ignore me. I try to help you. You push me away. I try to talk to you. You ignore me. And when I'm working, you try to talk to me. So I talk and say, Camille, I am working. Can we please wait? And then you say, no, we have to talk right now. And I'm like, fine. Then you say, look at me. And I'm like, you don't look at me when I'm talking. And you don't even talk to me.
And I'm going to play it one more time for the Holy Ghost, because this baby right here is showing how this behavior is learned from childhood. And it's the truth anyhow. I don't care who's mad about it.
At times, you just talk to someone else. So it's not that you don't want to talk. You're just ignoring me. So, why should I want to talk to you? Why should I want to help you? You do these stuff that I try to do, but you push me away, and you ignore me. I try to help you. You push me away. I try to talk to you. You ignore me. And when I'm working, you try to talk to me. So I talk and say, Camille, I am working. Can we please wait? And then you say, no, we have to talk right now. And I'm like, fine. Then you say, look at me. And I'm like, you don't look at me when I'm talking. And you don't even talk to me.
I'm going to let that marinate. I'm going to let that marinate. And I want us to begin to understand, like this baby does, all the dynamics that continue to feed that energy. And it's very self-centered. It's very all about me. It's very much all from my perspective. When I talk, you don't look at me, but when you talk, you tell me to look at you. When I'm doing something, when you're doing something, you gotta wait. When I'm doing something, we gotta do it right now. This energy is taught from childhood. And I don't care what anybody says. More better with Retta. Good to see you, Retta Divine. She's a streamer. Y'all follow her, but you caught me right in the middle of a space and a place that if you'll allow, I love me some you. Good to see you. But I'm in a vein right here. I'm in a vein right here because at the end of the day, I want us to understand this energy. This energy. And listen, I'm gonna say this. I'll tell you in a heartbeat, I love everybody. But at the end of the day, you're not going to come in my stream and exhibit racist white privilege and think I'm not going to address it. I said what I said. I'll add to it before I take it back. Some may feel like I'm being divisive. I am not. This platform is to put the fire out in the black community. Now, let me say this to all my white brothers and sisters and other ethnic groups that are here. We welcome everybody. You cannot come in a black space and try to take over a black narrative. I hear you say you're listening, but when you say goodbye, I'm just saying at the end of the day, your behavior is still one of privilege. Your behavior is still, and I'm going to address you because you're addressing me. And so I appreciate you saying have a blessed day. I'm having a blessed day. My day is going to continue to be blessed, and this is not an attack, but I'm speaking based on your behavior to the group at large. At the end of the day, this is a problem when white people will refuse to listen to what black people have to say. That's one of the first places of privilege that needs to be addressed. And I don't care if you have a small group of black people that you interact with. This is a broader spectrum and a broader platform that includes more than just the people in your circle. If you cannot have a conversation with the broader group outside of the group of people that agree with you, the group of people that like you, the group of people that associate with you, if you cannot interact with people of a different mindset and or hear the truth, which is the truth of, at the end of the day, you have to have a system. When you talk about racism, you have to have a system of power to actually enact racism. So that whether or not I can be prejudiced is not the question or the issue. Whether or not I can be racist is and operate in racism is the issue. So I need for people that are non-black to be still and listen to what I'm saying and the truth that I'm saying. So at the end of the day, you can hear and understand. And if you won't hear, if you won't sit down and be still, if you won't listen, and at the same time, everybody's opinions are validated and appreciated. However, if you're not talking fact, and this becomes the problem in the United States of America. We've got to stop talking our talk and listen to the facts, only the facts. To be able to have racism, there has to be a level of power that goes with that to actually have racism. I don't know how much more I can say that. The professor is the professor is actually trained in this field. How you gonna argue with somebody that's got their PhD and study and research in this field and tell them they're wrong? This is why we continue to have the problems that we have in this country. And until we can have conversations, until we can continue to have the ability to talk and speak truth, until we can have our white brothers and sisters that will sit and listen to truth and not to their ideas, their opinions, and what they've been taught. Until we can have that happen, this country will not be healed. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. And it's exactly this kind of behavior and this kind of interaction that makes healing next to impossible. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Now, with love in my heart for everybody, because I do have it, we're going to get ready to wrap up. But I don't run. I don't run. I'm not going to run away. I'm not going to run away from an issue. I'm not going to run away from a topic. I'm not going to be mean, nasty, and surly, but I'm going to speak truth. And at the end of the day, I think one of the greatest problems that we have, especially, and I'm going to say this with as much love as I can, from my evangelical white partners, is the inability to take God out of the situation, because God didn't say for oppression and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but I don't hear folks trying to tear that down. And at the end of the day, I want us to understand saying God bless, have a blessed day. I'm going to say even to that, I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. I'm offended that you would drop a bomb and refuse to have discussion with me and then say, have a blessed day. Did I say what I said? I'm offended that you would refuse to have a decent conversation, say what you're going to say, and do what we often encounter, which is the refusal to actually have a legitimate conversation and assert what your opinion and then walk out of the room with the God bless you, have a blessed day. That's like the insurrection attempt and then God bless America. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you what, y'all and that God bless, y'all can miss me with that. You don't even have to drop that in my, just leave. You ain't got to say God bless nothing. I'm blessed. I am blessed. It is a dismissal statement, Retta Divine. So let's break that down for what it is. Cause see, y'all, don't y'all come for me. Because at the end of the day, I'm as real can be. And I'm not angry, Disco Darren. This is how we have to deal with breaking down and dismantling racism. Because actually, this is some residue of that. I don't care how you cut it up. It's some residue of privilege and racism. So at the end of the day, you cannot dismiss me. Have a good day. That's a dismissal. And it's insulting, and I will not be insulted, especially in my own stream. You just leave, just log out. You don't need to tell me to have a blessed day. My day is blessed, and I'm not even angry. I'm just telling you the truth. So at the end of the day, this evangelical white racist behavior that is manifesting, I'm gonna call it for what it is. I'm going to call it for filth, because that's what it is. I don't care who your affiliations are with and this and that and the other. When you say to me, have a nice day, that is a dismissal statement. And I'm going to tell you this, for a strong black woman, some of y'all probably like, spiritual thought leader, go ahead and log off. No, we're going to talk today. Because you came in my stream and did what you did, so I'm gonna address it. So for a strong black woman to have a white brother, and I'm gonna consider you as my brother, to have a white brother come in my stream and dismiss me in my stream, and maybe you did it this time in accident, but hopefully you won't do it again. For a white brother to come in my stream as a strong black woman and dismiss me in my own stream with some foolishness of have a blessed day. Number one, that's false. That energy is false. That energy is not about blessing me. That energy is about dismissing me in my stream. And at the end of the day, you're not going to come at me as a strong black woman like I'm your slave, like I'm your black nanny, like I'm your gal, like I'm any of that, and dismiss me as if you have the power to dismiss me. Because you do not have the power to dismiss me. This stream will not end until I end it. This stream will not end until I click the button that says stop streaming. And I will continue to talk in my stream And you will not dismiss me with a phony God bless you, because I'm better than blessed. I'm more than blessed. I've always been blessed. I'll continue to be blessed. And if I die, I'm blessed. If I live again, I'm blessed. Every day I wake up, I'm blessed. But if I don't wake up, I'm still blessed, because my spirit and my soul is with God, and I'm blessed. So at the end of the day, don't ever give me a God bless you to dismiss me, because I will not be dismissed. And if this is a white folding chair convo right here, let it be that. Because at the end of the day, what you will not do is dismiss me in my stream. And I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. So at the end of the day, having a blessed day is the same thing, not your average guy. Now, I was trying not to call your name, but I'm going to call it. Because at the end of the day, it's all that same energy. It's all that same energy. It's that same energy. And that's the thing. You're here, but you're still not listening. You're here, but you're still not understanding and comprehending, which says to me, your mind is already closed. Your mind is already in a segment and in a space and in a place. And until you open your mind, there's always going to be a level of deafness that hits you. And I understand all the scenario, I don't care. I'm trying not to say it, but I don't care. Marital status, this, that, and the other. Listen, that does not mean that you don't still have trappings of white supremacy and racism and racist behavior that's going on with you, sir. Now, that being said, I love you. I really do. But for as much time, energy, and effort as I've spent studying Black history, as much as I've spent studying how we have had to endure, we've had to put up with and go through, as much as I've had to do all of that, I don't come here with ignorance. And I'm very aware of what I'm saying, how I'm saying it, and why I'm saying it. And probably the better thing at this point, and I'm glad that you're still here, but the better thing for you at this point would probably be to say as little as possible, because sometimes our white counterparts don't know when to stop talking. You just don't know when to stop talking. So at the end of the day, no, I'm not gonna throw any derogatory comments, names, statements. That's not where I'm coming. I'm really of the mindset that you're here because I hope that you want to learn. I hope that's why you're here. I hope that you're here because you want to share. I hope that you're here because you want to grow and go with us as we grow. I hope that you're here because you want to help put the fire out. You want to pick up an extinguisher. You want to pick up a water bucket. You want to get a hose. I hope that's why you're here. But if you're not here for that, then that's the wrong reason. And only you can assess your spirit and your soul and your energy and where it's coming from. And if you walk away with the clear conscience, so be it. But what I will say is that your behavior in this setting has been completely out of line. I will tell you that. In love, you're out of line. And so, again, I hope that I'm welcome and happy to have a conversation with you offline. I don't have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, I was taught in my church, if you do something publicly, you address it publicly. If you do something in private, you address it in private. I'm trying to follow that because this energy will not permeate my stream. It will not. This energy. And I don't want everybody is welcome, but don't think you're going to come in and refute and come against what I'm showing. And this is exactly, I'm going to tell you all, this is why I played it from the doctor who has studied and researched. Now, if somebody in here's got a degree and done more research than Dr. DeGraw, I want you to raise your hand. Put a 1 in the chat. If you've studied more than this woman, if you have a PhD behind your name, if you've done research at a postgraduate level, put a 1 in the chat. I'll wait. Thank you, Koala. I got 1 in the chat. I got 1 in the chat. And if you have not gone above and beyond Dr. DeGraw, please be quiet. As the old folks would say, are all hearts and minds clear? Are all hearts and minds clear? Because this is how we're going to have to address. I will not be intimidated. And the teaching that we're doing will not be pushed around. At the end of the day, as I said, and the topic, someone asked what the topic was. What the topic was asked was, we were talking about the reality that Dr. DeGraw approached, and that is, matter of fact, this is how we're going to close it out. I'm going to play her one more time. And this is how we getting out of here. Because she said what she said. I played this clip with purpose, and lest it be lost, lest it be watered down and confused with whatever information. And that's the thing, Koala. We love everybody. There is no race. We've already addressed that. There is no race. There's no such thing as race. It's a construct. It's a construct that was made for the purpose of perpetuating racism. So we definitely want to have a clear understanding on that point. And our color makes no difference. Our color has no bearing on any of it other than the fact of what Dr. DeGraw was teaching on. And our topic today is post-traumatic slavery disorder. And you have a prosperous life as well, Koala. Oh, y'all, listen, here we go. And we're going to roll that beautiful beam footage. Here we go.
How many people think they understand what racism is? Show of hands. Come on, you think you know. I'm not suggesting I know. I just have a couple of definitions that kind of came to me as I thought. How many people think there are white racists?
And another one, Crystal Method.
How many think there are black racists out there? Okay. Now, this is an interesting thing because this becomes important as we begin to define concepts. I do that. I usually define concepts all the way. But one of the things that I do is I try to help people get a picture of what I mean by racism. So tell me how it is. The first category is white racism, then we'll deal with black racism. So white racism. Tell me the ways in which white racism adversely impacts the lives of black people. Just what are the ways that white racism can adversely impact the lives of black people as a group? What are some of those ways? I'm sorry? Power, but how is that defined specifically? Education, okay. I'm sorry? Economically, employment. What else? Housing, what else? Policing. Why are we here today? Healthcare, okay. Now, we could actually kind of grow that list. Now we're going to move over to black racism. Tell me the ways in which black racism adversely impacts the lives of white people as an entire group. Thank you. The reason why you become silent, there's one that always comes up, and that's fear. White people are afraid of black people. They are afraid of us. And it's a very interesting thing because black people know it. We know white people are afraid, but you have to start getting into the psychology. What are you afraid of?
Now, Koala, you jump back in. You jump back in. Now, see, listen, Koala, blessings to you. Blessings to you. But this is what I'm going to say. I wish you and your family a wonderful and prosperous life. That's what you said just a few statements ago. That's what you said just a few statements ago, which would be a dismissive statement as well, that you're leaving and you're just departing. But then you want to come back in and jump and say this makes no sense. So this part right here, Dr. Dady addressed. There's a standard go-to that we hear from white people. And since we're here, and I'm welcoming this conversation with yourself and Not Your Average Guy as two white parties, two white brothers. I'm assuming that you're a female, male rather, two white brothers that are in the stream. I know you never said you were leaving, but this, listen to my statement. Let me go back up and read it. Because I want to say it exactly what you said. I wish you and your family a wonderful and prosperous life is like a dismissal. And maybe if you are not aware of that, when you are in a black community, Koala, I'm assuming that you're male. I'm going to refer to you as a male. If you are in a black community, and maybe this is a cultural issue that needs to be addressed, when you say, I wish you and your family a prosperous life, that is a dismissal. That is a dismissal. So at the end of you may not have meant it that way, Koala. And you don't, you can say TF all you want to. You don't have to cuss at me. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to make a point of enlightenment, whether you want to receive it or not. When you say, God bless you, have a blessed day at the end of a comment, that is the same as at the end of the day, this becomes a problem. Rather than for you to hear what I'm saying, you're going to argue with me. Or if you're saying like, have a good day, etc., that's fine. What I'm trying to help you understand, Koala, in the black community, he doesn't have to leave. He doesn't have to leave because I'm not intimidated. I'm going to continue this point through. And this is how we get to rough spots, and we've got to talk it out. When you come in a black community, say everything that you're saying and then totally shift gears away from what your conversation has been prior to that and say something like, I want you and your family to have a prosperous life. That is a black dismissal statement in the black community. So even if you didn't mean it at that, like you're saying, have a good day, I'm trying to tell you how to interact in a black community because this community is predominantly black. It's not all black. So at the end of the day, I want you to understand that ultimately, if you have a statement like that, then especially after a disagreement, Crystal Method, in the black community, I'm just trying to help you understand how to operate. And I did read it. Don't go to the intelligence and insult my intelligence. I did read what you said. I did read, and I commented to the fact that when we talk about race, number one, and you want all races, you love everybody, da, 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 da. I get all of that. And that's why I address there's no such thing as race. There's one race and it's a human race. I read everything that you said. You want everybody, da, 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 da. I got that. What we were talking about, it's a total distraction. I get it, Crystal Method. But before I leave here today, I'm going to address this energy that we have to deal with in the black community. And I'm going to hope and pray that you really come in because it didn't fit that space. It didn't fit right there. You weren't leaving, so you didn't need to do a well-wishing. You didn't need to wish me well or any of that. You didn't need to wish my family well. You did. At the end of the day, we're talking about something else. So at the end of it all, I'm going to say this. If you don't know how to communicate as a white person in a black community, your best bet is to come in, sit, listen, and observe, and don't say anything. I'm going to say it once more and again. If you come into a black community and you don't know how to interact in a black community, then the better thing for you to do is to sit, listen, watch, and observe, and don't say anything. And one more time for the Holy Ghost. If you come into a black community and you don't know how to operate in a black community, and I'm going to say to you, Koala, you don't, or else I wouldn't have to continue having this conversation. You don't know how to operate within this black community. The better thing for you to do is to sit, watch, and observe, and don't say anything. Let that sink in. When you come into a black community and you don't know how to speak and operate in a black community, you don't. Let me make that clear. You don't know how to communicate. So learn how we talk, learn how we interact, learn what certain things mean to us, learn how we speak, learn, and stop coming in as the intelligent person that knows exactly, because that's not what is going on here. You don't need to flaunt your intelligence. You don't, and I know you were actually seemingly trying to say you want to be a part of this community and what we're saying and what we're doing. But at the end of the day, you still are unaware of the movement in the black community, and even the preach it and all of that. That can be borderline insulting as well, because I already said don't say anything. You just can't follow the directions. You cannot allow a black person to tell you and give you directions. And so now you're offensive, and you're purposely being offensive. And everything that you said previously about wanting to be in the process of loving everybody, you're showing your true colors, Koala. You are showing your true colors. Yes, Lord. Keep on showing your colors. Keep on showing your colors, because if you stay long enough, the true you is going to come out. I said what I said. Now add to it before I take it back. Keep showing your colors, because now the true you is coming out. And so as we move on, because at this point, people in the Lion's Den, this is where I want you all to understand. This is the energy that we have to be prepared to deal with. This is the energy from our moderate, I love you people behavior. This is where we've got to understand we are going to have to keep our cool, carry on, keep it moving, and go back to what I said about Sha'Carri Richardson. Run your race. I don't care if they put you in the outside lane. I don't care if they never call your name because they don't think you're going to win. I don't care. Koala, you still talking. Koala, you're still talking. You're still talking. You are still talking. And I'm not on my high horse. And you don't have to come in cussing or nothing else. Because you, sir, are completely out of order and showing all your colors. Everything in you got to come out. You can do whatever. Oh, okay. At this point, you're about to get blocked. Because, I have tried to be as nice to you as I can. And if you are not feeling me and whatever else you want to say about me, dismiss yourself. Just literally, where you tried to dismiss me with your statement, click disconnect. Click disconnect. Just go ahead, click it. And the world is well. So this is the issue that we will continue to have to deal with. And I want you to do it with, I want you to be suave. I want you to be calm. I want you to be cool. I don't care about them wanting attention. Because listen, if you got time to come in, I got time to address you. Because at the end of the day, this is exactly where we as black people are going to have to toe the line. And I don't care how they come in. I don't care what they say. Listen, the God bless you and all that. Now that fake religious answer and comment, I hope y'all will start taking that to task. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody got time for your fake blessings. Kim Possible 7-Eleven. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And I ain't running from nobody. And I'm not going to, at the end of the day, if you going to come in and it is well. We just had a Ken right here on Twitch. And I got boss energy. Everybody that got boss energy emotes, flood the stream with boss energy. And I got time today. I got time today to deal with the foolishness, because this has been a complete manifestation of privilege, white privilege, that will not be quiet. Baby, we got boss energy. This has been a perfect example of white privilege that will not be quiet. Big boss energy, Koala. Big boss energy. And you still won't be quiet, and you didn't leave. And therein, just continue to show your white privilege. Just continue to show it. Continue to show your white privilege that's on display for everybody to see, while you want to insist that you love everybody and you don't see race. You're showing all your colors. And I'm still happy. You know what? Listen, for this right here, because baby, it won't be this way always. For this right here, for this foolishness that we've endured, this is how we do it. Baby! My name is Kunta Kinte, Keith. Ain't no Tobies over here. Ain't no Tobies over here. Total victory. Total victory. Woo! It's done. It's done. It's done. And please know that the joy of the Lord is my strength. I mean that thing, y'all. I'm not playing. The joy of the Lord is my strength. And I'm going to say this. The Lord wanted everything that happened today to happen just like it did, for everybody that's disturbed, for everybody that's upset. Because this is how we're going to have to go out into the world in which we live. We ain't taken down to nobody for nothing. And I don't care who you are. And you notice after we saw that one in the chat for having studied and got a PhD and everything else, we saw what was really underneath lurking. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. So at the end of the day, when truth is revealed, Kim Possible, it's like turning on a light with roaches. They start coming out. They start scattering. They start skirting all across the floor, child. Woo! And racism and white privilege is definitely a demon. Now, as we continue on this journey, because listen, I appreciated this. Now, I'm trying to tell you, I appreciated this. And I'm going to say this to all of my black brothers and sisters. It's true for everybody, but I especially want to speak to you after having to endure. Come on, Glenda M. Groves, you came out. Baby. To all of my black brothers and sisters that had to come in our safe environment and be exposed to white privilege right here in the channel, even though the folks can't embrace it. At the end of the day, I want to say thank you. And thank you for continuing to be you. And thank you. Oh, you want to finish the video? Let me go ahead and go back. Because listen, this foolishness. And at the end of the day, this is the definition and the manifestation of white racism. You must have the power and the authority to enact it. For everybody that's missing that key component to that right there. Listen, see, ladies, see, you had to stop working and come out. We got on traveling shoes today, Cassandra. Don't play with me. Don't play. Here we go.
Why are you afraid? But it's an interesting dynamic. Now, also you see the difference in what racism is, do you not? Racism implies you have not just prejudice, but the power to do something with that prejudice. Now, I don't like you, not only that, but I'm going to control whether you can get, I may say I hate you. I hate white people. I hate them. It's not going to change you getting that, loan when you go to the bank. I can hate you all the way to the bank. Not going to change. Do you see the difference? That whereas white racism says, not only do I not like you, but I'm going to change the impact of where you can live. I'm going to determine with that racism where your powers are. You following me? And I'm talking about as a group, not an individual, because people said, I remember when my uncle didn't. I'm not talking about your uncle. I'm talking about the whole group. I'm not talking about an incident. That's a difference. But white people are afraid.
And there you have it. So you got a chance to see it in its entirety. And so there you have, Retta, the full concept and how we got here. This is how we got here, because we're dealing with race and the fact that it's non-existent. There is no such thing. It's a construct that was made and created especially for white racism, and what racism is about. So there you have. But at the end of the day, we ended up on this trajectory right here. Koala, I appreciate you, because you just really showed the fullness of your ignorance in saying God is white, because God is a spirit and spirit has no color. So at this point, I don't have to be as cautious in what I say, and the PhD that you claim to have is manifesting in the statement that you made and the level of ignorance that you operate in. And that's my last comment to you. So at this point, I'm going to dismiss you. God bless you, and may God's favor be on your family. Now, children, it's time to get up out of here. And we gonna block him. He's gonna get blocked, honey. He's gonna get blocked. I won't be back. I won't be back. I won't be back. No more. Baby, that's getting ready to happen. As soon as I get off of here, he will and shall be blocked. So at the end of the day, he has given us I love the smoke. Somebody said that earlier. I love the smoke. DJ, roll them. Don't, now listen, try Jesus, don't try me. So at the end of the day, I am appreciative. Oh, listen, I'm going to give it to you, Michelle, because we've had a full dose. Could it be? Could it be? The devil baby, this segment has been brought to you by none other than that old slimy devil. Now, at the end of the day, woo, listen, I'm telling you, this is the Lion's Den, and I love it, y'all. I love it. We ain't scared. And so we gonna keep talking truth. We gonna keep telling the truth. We gonna keep preaching the truth. We gonna keep speaking the truth. And listen, that's the listen.
That was a song they're gonna sing for you. There's the Devils in a phone booth dialing 911. Congratulations, these people.
Well, the devil's in the phone booth, dialing 911. Well, the church is on their knees and they're loading up the spiritual gun.
That's me dialing, y'all.
Well, the devil all he has is when the tables are turned, and now he's on the run. The devil's in the phone booth, dialing 911. My whole life has changed since the Lord saved me. I proclaim the mighty name of Jesus Christ to everyone that I see. You know the keys to the kingdom are the secret to success. To lose the Holy Ghost and the Son. The devil's in the phone booth, dialing 911.
Hello, devil. Did you send Koala? Did you send Koala? Did you had him on assignment? You had him on assignment? Okay. Now you know, cause he showed up. He showed up. He's working overtime. You didn't send him. He was already out on an assignment and he just decided to drop in, but you didn't actually send him. Cause I want to get it straight now. I just want to get it straight. Cause listen, I thought, okay. Is that what happened? Well, you need to call him back. I'm just trying to tell you, you need to call him back because he's about to be blocked. As soon as I get off this, as soon as I end this stream, as soon as I end the stream, he's gonna be blocked. So just let him know. There's no point in him even coming back here no more. Tell him get in his car and just keep on going. He don't need to stop. Yeah. Yes, baby. He don't want to show up here. No. Don't even pull up. Don't even pull up. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. Bye.
Ain't nothing but the devil. I can't hear you. Ain't nothing but the devil. I can't hear you. Ain't nothing but the devil.
I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Saints of the Most High, it's time to go. It's time to go. Hello. Woo, I'm telling you, y'all, it's been a day up in here. But at the end of the day, it's still a good day. It's a marvelous day. It's a magnificent day. And to all of my other white brothers and sisters that are here that are not operating in that racist and white privilege energy, I want to say thank you to you. And I do mean this sincerely because we have many others in the chat that will just come in and audit, that will come in and listen, that are coming in to learn, and they understand if you don't know the community, you don't come in acting some kind of way. Now, that being said, and I'm really trying to quit, but I can't. Y'all don't go to the Japanese culture and insult their culture. You'll try to learn what is fit for that culture. You don't go to all of these other cultures and just come in you pay attention. When in Rome, you do as the Romans. And this is something people of God and black people especially, I want y'all to get used to. When folks come in and they don't know your culture, it's okay. It's okay. Nobody gets offended when they go in other cultures and the cultures tell them what their culture and how it flows. So listen, this whole invisible energy that we've operated in all these years, where folks don't know our culture, it's time for us to help them learn. And even within the black community, there are many different cultures within the black community. And so just because this culture fits this black community does not mean that it fits another black community. And at the end of the day, we won. BTD Mom, without a doubt, we've won. Learn the culture that you're in, and until you learn it, be quiet. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. Now, at the end of the day, listen, the parts they like. Listen, they appropriate the parts they like. I got you, Kim Possible. But we're done with appropriations. We're done with that. And at the end of the day, this is a time for the world to heal. We cannot heal if we're not going to deal in truth. And I'm not going to whisper it under my breath, and I'm not going to talk about it here amongst this group. But listen, I'm crying it from the rooftops. Every group is my group. When I go in the white group, that's my group. Wherever I go. But listen, I'm right now in a situation where I'm learning a culture. I'm in a culture of church that is not my common culture. I'm not going in there trying to run the show. I got to learn the culture. And the same way I got to go in and learn the culture, somebody better come in here and learn the culture too. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And until you learn the culture, I sit there on that front row. I do what I'm asked to do. And the rest of the time I'm observing and I'm learning with my quiet self. Let that be a lesson. Now, as we get up out of here, isn't it a blessing to know won't be this way always? Yay! Babies, did we roar today? Did we roar? Listen, because at the end of the day, y'all said inhale and exhale. Was y'all holding your breath? Listen, we had to deal with it. We had to deal with it today, and it's still okay. At the end of the day, it won't be this way always. I love everybody that's in here, and I appreciate you for coming in the Lion's Den. Listen, as we always talk about what we're about, change. We are going to be the change that we want to see. Me and the devil had a tussle, but we won. Woo! We had a tussle, but we won. At the end of the day, we're going to be the change, and we're not alone in this. It's us, you, me, we all. This Pride Alliance, Pride, this Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. That being said, I want to appreciate everybody that came through here, because listen, I love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it, and it ain't no fake, phony love. I appreciate the followers. I appreciate the moderators, the Rebel Ink, Shelly Thunder, Michelle Browno. I didn't get no biddies today because, listen, I was working hard. I want to say thank you to Regina Sims. Thank you for this beautiful song, Won't Be This Way Always. It's on iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, and Spotify. And you can connect with her at prmusicgroup.com. I promise you she's going to bless your whole life. To my corporate sponsor, David Ryan Charity, where their motto is love on purpose. That's the way we do it at the David Ryan Charity. Now listen, ride this raid train because we're going somewhere, children. We're going somewhere. And I want you to come go with us. This is a proper dismissal. I want you to come go with us, and we will do you good. Now, at the end of the day, I want you to, as my moderators say, have an amazing day on purpose. Run your race and roar. Oh, we got... Y'all, not a hype train. Y'all silly. Listen, thank you, BTD Mom, for those roaring biddies. Z Lady C, thank you for those roaring biddies. I'm watching you people. Thank you for those roaring biddies. I appreciate it. Listen, we're building something. Please believe it. Listen, this hype train is brought to you by the devils in the phone booth dialing 911. Oh, y'all got me dying. Y'all got me dying. Y'all got me dying. Listen, we ain't going nowhere. That's what Rebel said. It's a hype train. We ain't going nowhere. Now, please hear me when I say, let me take him out. We done with you. You done called, devil done called everybody today. Devil done called everybody. It's been derailed. Stirs the Soul. Stirs the Soul is a streamer, y'all. If you're not following Stirs the Soul, quit your wiggle ways. Just quit him, because he's going to bless your whole life. So much mad love to you. While we have this extended time, every streamer that is here, please put your, no, you're talking about please replay the phone booth song. 100 biddies. Thank you for the biddies. Listen, I'm watching you people. We're building something. Sometimes you got to tear down to build. So listen, we got to tear down some mindsets. We got to tear down some falsities. We got to tear down some false ways. We got to deal in truth and have some real talk. So at the end of the day, that's what this stream is about. We want to build, and we want to build something powerful that's going to last. We cannot last and build under this current system of racism, which you got to have power. Keep that in your mind when y'all throw that term around. You cannot be racist if you do not have power. You do not have racism if you don't have power. The two walk hand in hand like hand to glove. Please make that clear in your minds. When people start talking about racism, and when people start talking about reverse racism and black racism, you've got to have power to be able to exact and exert racism. Bottom line, there you have it. Otherwise, you're dealing with prejudice. Please get your terms right. And there's no such thing as race. Can we be clear on that? There's no such thing as race. So let's just quit it, y'all. Let's just quit it. And so as we go through, we can go back and we can watch, listen, Shakari, Stirs, who said that? Stirs, so whoever said, listen, at the end of the day, KK79, thank you for gifting that sub. MCP812, thank you for the roaring biddies. We're building something. Team No Pants, thank you for that resub. We're building something. Come on, y'all out here doing your thing, and I appreciate you. I love you. I love you. I love you. This has been a day of love. It really, really has. Because at the end of the day, let me say, I love my black community. And what I'm not going to do is cower down and back down on issues that need to be discussed. And what we're not going to do is just shy away from dealing with the conversation head on. Because listen, baby, was it Disco Darren said, I love the smoke. I love the smoke. I'm watching you people. I love the smoke. Bring it. Because listen, I have no problem with it whatsoever. So as going back to Shakari, we talked about the fact that they ran her in the 9th outside lane, which is a consolation lane, as if she was nothing. They didn't show her the whole race until she came to the end, made that last curve. And then last but certainly not least, they never called her name one time. Not one time did they call her name until she won. And this is what I'm saying to us as a people. I don't care if they put us in the outside lane. I don't care if they don't put us in the spotlight and the camera, even though we know we did that thing, y'all. We know we did that thing. I don't care if they don't call your name. I want you to understand at the end of the day, she's still the fastest woman in the earth right now. And I want y'all to understand she ran her race. So listen, if you haven't seen it, let me go down and get it once more and again for you, because Sha'Carri did her good running on the other day. And here we go. I'm going to hold this and I'm going to show this for you. And we're going to get up out of here as soon as we get finished. The raid train, the hype train, I'm sorry, is still going. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I want you to pay attention. Look how she did this. They never call her name once. But at the end of the day, she did her good running. Here we go.
Richardson, USA. Who is the fastest woman?
This, without question, is one of the highest quality sprint athletics has ever witnessed. This field of 9 includes 4 of the fastest women ever to have harmonized in Budapest. Their paths converge once more as they prepare to try and seize this opportunity for global glory and sporting immortality. It's time. They're away first time. Can Shelley Fraser Price deliver? She's got a good start, but watch Shericka Jackson. Shericka Jackson, is she just going to do it? Oh, on the near side! Right to the end! They were getting ready, but from nowhere in lane 9, it's an incredible performance from Sha'Carri Richardson. It looked as though Jackson was going to finish ahead of Fraser Price, and she did, but the Jamaicans are stunned because Richardson came through like a rocket in lane 9, the first global final, and she tastes the start that she got in the semis, and she came through in fine style, and maybe, just maybe, being in lane 9 was the best thing that could have...
Definitely a good thing for Sha'Carri Richardson. That start couldn't have been better, couldn't have been more different than the one she got in the semi-final. And I wouldn't have known that Sha'Carri Richardson was having an absolute flyer out in lane 9. I think it was a really, really dramatic the way it was set up with the different lane draws.
Lyles took the men's time.
Baby. She ran that race from the outside 9th lane. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that's what we encouraged when we started. We did both of the videos this morning and the other race as well by Alexis Holmes, who also smoked them. So at the end of the day, we talked about running that race, running your race, regardless of what, if anybody puts you in that outside 9th lane, that consolation, like all of that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, and they never called her name, not one time during the whole entire race. At the end of the day, she ran her race and smoked them, KK79. And that's the energy I want you to have from the Lion's Den. Even when the resistance and the opposition comes, do not let that deter you one bit, because Sha'Carri stayed the course. I want to say thank you today, and we're going to get up out of here. And I'm going to allow my moderators to just go ahead as I play the music. Listen, but I want you to understand that this has manifested. Pinkish SP, good to have you. Welcome to the Lion's Den. I want you to understand that at the end of the day, what we opened up with, it manifested. Do y'all realize that what we saw today was being put in the 9th outside lane and not expected to finish the way that we finished, but we won. Please believe that. Everything that happened in between was for a purpose. Everything that happened in between had design. At the end of the day, we win. And that's the way. We are looking at everything in our lives. We are winners. Now listen, it's time to get up out of here. I love me some y'all. We gonna ride this raid train and watch what God does. Ride with us wherever we're going. My moderators are gonna take us someplace good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I absolutely positively do. And at the end of the day, we're changing lives and we're changing the world. Come on, KK79. Show them who you are. That's the way we do it in here, y'all. You better ask somebody. Show them who you are. Here we go.
Be encouraged today, for it won't. Sometimes in life, you may have to go through. They talked about Jesus. People gonna talk about you. Yes, they will. Sometimes in life, there are problems on every side. Your heart may be troubled, but I have this blessed consolation that there's a bright side, and it's free from pain and care, and it won't be this way. Sometimes in life, there's sunshine, there's rain, tears to shed, burdens to bear, sorrow, grief, and pain. Sometimes in life, you may be ridiculed and suffer shame. Faint not and don't get weary, for you see your laboring is not in vain. For there's a bright side, and Jesus, he's waiting right there, and it won't be this way. Always, it won't be this way. Always, no, it won't be this way.